Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. I hope your clinicals are going well. This is a big week for the PA program. This Thursday and Friday is an accreditation visit. So good luck to everybody involved with that. So this week we're looking at this, what is a symposium like? We'll come back to this slide in just a bit. Now, if you've ever been to a professional conference, this is what a poster presentation could look like. This obviously is not going to be what the layout for your presentation is going to be. From what I understand, it's situated on the third floor. The exact layout I'm not completely familiar with yet, but you'll have an area for presenting your board or presenting your poster on a board, and it'll look something kind of like this. Now, part of this process is you'll get a chance to disseminate or share your findings with the PA faculty and anybody else who is invited from the community. So here are some general tips. First off, stand to the side of your poster. That's kind of an obvious one there because it allows somebody to get a view of things. Some people might be comfortable just going and engaging with the material, reading first before coming up and talking to you. Personalities vary. Other people may want to come up and start talking to you, and so engage with that audience. Welcome them, thank them for stopping by. If they look like they're reading or wanting to read, just say that would love to discuss more with you. Let me know if you have any questions as you're reviewing the poster. Some people are going to come up and be, hey, tell me what your study is about. They're not necessarily interested in reading things, but they catch your title and it's a topic of interest to them. So what's your study about? And so that's the elevator pitch. Can you summarize the topic to them, what you found and why it's important in a quick manner? If you're able to do that, some people might be interested in then discussing more, learning more about in-depth aspects to the different studies. Or they may be like, oh, that's interesting. Let me read a little bit more. They might move on. It really varies. It really varies how much somebody engages with you. And ultimately, it depends upon their interest in the topic. But again, things that can draw people in a little bit more. Of course, some of those things we talked about when it comes to the aesthetic of the poster, but it's being engaging, inviting, and having an elevator pitch that piques their interest. Now, prior to the presentation date, you're going to want to practice. What's practice mean? Well, you've done presentations before. How do you present a poster? It's a different thing. Well, when people talk about practicing the poster, it is reviewing it, knowing what you've got on there, having your elevator pitch dialed in, and knowing the key points of your scoping review or systematic review without having to refer to notes or having to look things up on the board. You know where it's at, you can point to it, you can talk about things, but not having to read it to recall. Another important thing, excuse me, I'm kind of getting over a little bit of a something. It's affecting my voice. I'm going to pause the recording for just a moment. Okay, so the last point here, or the last thing to think about, is checking the audience's understanding. In physical therapy, we have people that like to do orthopedics, people that like to do pediatric care, neurologic care. There is a variety of disciplines. And obviously, the same is true in medicine. Some of you might have interest in primary care. Others may have interest in kind of specialized practice, whether that's orthopedics, rheumatology, pediatrics, geriatrics, etc., etc. So someone may come up and the title may catch their attention. And it could be a good way to start a conversation by engaging them with asking them what their knowledge is about the topic. Maybe simple things like, do you use this medicine? Do you prescribe this supplement? What patient population do you work with? Is this a patient population that you work with frequently? What do you like to do with this population? So those types of things, asking people questions, can potentially stimulate further conversation. And from my experience doing poster presentations, it is a lot more fun to have a conversation and engage people. And over time, as people see you talking with other people, they're interested in seeing what's going on, and they'll come over and spend some more time too. Now, again, this week is just this little overview of what is a symposium like. The next couple weeks are devoted to revising your draft. Now, I have sent back to just about everybody revisions, or maybe just a minor thing here or there. Some people that I haven't sent back to, there's just a small number of you. The reason I haven't sent them back is there wasn't anything that either A, needed to be addressed that wasn't already talked about in the first round of drafts, or as I might have noted, your draft had some significant things missing, and it's important to include those before doing a subsequent revision. Big date coming up, October 28th. That is when you want to send your dissertation both to your committee, your next draft to your committee for review, and to me. And the goal for the committee and myself is to turn around revisions in a 2-week time period. Your committee, of course, will be looking at content, and I'll be looking at things from kind of a journal reviewer perspective, what needs to be done to improve its overall flow and presentation. While the drafts are with the committee and myself, you'll be then working on preparing your poster and submitting that by November 4th to your committee for review. So those are just some initial dates coming up on the calendar. Keep up the hard work. Things are going to sneak up on us really quickly here. So make sure you're spending a little bit of time each week. A couple hours would be a good recommendation. And reach me online if you have any questions.